friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I am Martina Lily, and today we're just going to do a chill get ready with me. Lisa Eldridge recently restocked her Vega eyeshadow palette, and I know so many of you guys have been like chasing that restock for that palette, and I know so many of you guys picked it up, so I thought we would do a look with that, play with some other makeup that I'm either loving or testing at the moment, and yeah, just have a chill makeup time. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. This is the Lisa Eldridge Vega eyeshadow palette if you haven't seen it before. This came out like with her original launch, which I think was at the very end of 2022, and it hasn't been restocked since. It's sold out so quickly, and she's been promising a restock for a really long time. Must have been really hard to like resource it or something. Anyway, it is back, and I hope if you had your eyes on it, you picked it up, because it is my favorite Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette, definitely. So I'm gonna prime my lids today with the Hourglass Veil Eye Primer. I've been really enjoying this little eye primer. And I'm sorry if you can hear a little bit of wind or like aircon noise in this video. It's a bit hot here again today, so I've just got my aircon up a little bit more than I normally do. I do have like a fluffy windshield thing coming to put on my microphone, so hopefully that'll help if, you know, it is annoying you, but it is not here yet. I'm going to start with this Sonia G Blender Pro brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is French Grey, one of my favorite shades in all of Lisa Eldridge's eyeshadows. It's just like such a perfect one and done kind of crease color for me as well. I'm gonna pick this up, and her mattes are like almost like a cream to, well, that she calls them a velvet, and honestly that's the best description, because they're like a cream to powder, but they're also not a cream to powder. Like they're not quite like the I'm just gonna fluff this through the crease, sorry. They're not like the Natasha Denona cream to powder formula. They're kind of similar but also very different, and like I think you can just tell, honestly, they're so easy to blend out, and you can honestly even blend these out pretty much with your fingers. Like they're so fuss free, such a high quality formula, and all of her palettes I personally think will suit any lid texture, so more mature lids, oily lids, whatever it is, I think it'll suit them all. I love her shadows, and also because they are more of like a velvet cream to powder type formula, you rarely get any fallout at all. Now I'm going to switch to this Sonia G Crease L brush, or Crease 1 brush I think it is, and I'm going to pick up this shadow right here, which is Turbulence, and this is a seamless matte, so it's not as cream to powdery as the French Grey. It's a little bit more matte-ish leaning, but still very like suede velvet-like as well. I highly recommend, if you haven't already, and like this is your kind of first time trying Lisa Eldridge, or even considering, I'm just building this up in the outer corner here, sorry, and like wiggling in here to blend it out. See how quickly and softly they just blend out? If you are just kind of starting your journey on like Lisa Eldridge eyeshadows and like whether or not you should pick one up, I highly recommend watching like her launch video, because she really goes in depth in explaining it, and she's just impeccable. I also have quite a few Lisa Eldridge videos. I think I have a playlist, so if I do, I will link it down below for you guys. I also forgot to say, I'm so sorry. Everything I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. They are affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. It just goes back into supporting my little channel here. And I also am using my merch. I recently brought out my own merch. This is my makeup and coffee mug, which is also linked down below if you're interested. I'm now going to put a little bit of Pat McGrath Labs Intensify Stick on. You don't need to. You can use your finger, concealer, glitter glue, nothing, wet your brush. I like to do this just with every single one of my shadows, as you know, if you've been around here. And then the amazing thing with Lisa's eyeshadows is that, especially her metallic stories, you can use your finger to like amp up the pigment and the metallic and sparkliness, or you can use a brush to like diffuse it and make it a little bit softer. So I'm going to use my finger, and I'm going to take this one right here, which is called Supernova, because as you know, I always like quite a bit of sparkle, and I'm going to press that all over the lid here. And I love this Supernova shade. It's kind of almost like a suspended type glittery icy shade. It does have a bit more of a base to it than say like a Urban Decay Moondust shadow, but it's still very soft. And if you wanted this to look even softer than this, again, like I said, go in with like a brush and don't use any intensifiers, and it will be even softer. Oh my goodness, is that not stunning? Love it. All right, I'm just going back into this color right here, Turbulence, with that same Sonia G brush, and just tapping and marrying here just a little bit. Okay, now I'm just gonna pick up this little Refa 13, and I'm gonna go into a little bit of the gray, which is called Smoke and Mirrors and is a seamless matte. And I will just deepen ever so softly, just really softly, this outer corner, which you can completely skip this step if you wanted to, or you could just like go way smokier and deeper if you wanted to as well. As we say around here, the world is your oyster. And then I'm just going to take that same Sonia G Crease one brush and just, I've got no extra color on here, I'm just softly blending it all. And that's it. That is the eye look all done. Do I want to do anything extra? I think what I want to do, I'm just going to pick up this BK-N11. It's an angled brush, just like a wing liner. I'm going to have to take the smallest amount of the black, which is called Lamp Black. And I'm just going to slightly flick that along the top lash line, sorry. I just like flick upward with the brush, and it will just smoke it out and smudge it out slightly. And again, you can skip or go even smokier, up to you. We're gonna leave the eyes here and carry on with our base makeup. So I'm gonna take the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer, sorry. And my pump is like broken, so I have to put some out on the back of my hand and then apply it. I'm just applying it with a Sephora 47 brush. Can I tell you, like, those of you that have been around my channel quite a bit know how much I just absolutely hated on this airbrush primer from Hourglass. Like, I really did. Everyone was raving about how amazing this primer was, and I just kept saying, I don't get it, I don't find it does anything, blah blah blah. Anyway, long story short, and I'll cover over this more in depth in the video as well, but I've been testing it and really testing it for my Full Face of Hourglass Cosmetics review, which I will film over the next couple of weeks. Anyway, through using this pretty much every day for a few weeks, I have fallen absolutely in love with it, and it's nearly empty, and I'll probably repurchase it. That's how good it is. Shan't lie. I think one of the reasons why I've really fallen in love with it again though is also because it's summertime here, my skin's a lot more oily, and it really does just keep those oils at bay for me. And like, it doesn't pore smooth to the same effect as what the Tarte Poreless smoothing primer does, but it really does create a blank canvas. I'm impressed. I'm just going to apply a little touch of green color corrector on my T-zone. That's just the Tarte. Did I say that's the Tarte one? It'll all be linked down below anyway. Also, this is a pimple and I picked it. Yeah. If you're wondering. So I'm not sure how this product's gonna work, but we'll give it a go. I picked up the Rare Beauty Eye Brightener in the shade Light Medium. Why did I pick this up again? I feel like I picked it up because Nikki LaRose had it in her favorites and also said it was like one of these products that, like one of her top 10 products she can't live without or something. I don't know. I saw someone that I really love raving about it, and so I naturally picked it up. And I like that it has this little metal doe foot, which I know Kristen Dominique was actually the first person in the industry, from my knowledge, from my limited knowledge, to actually do the metal doe foot, but it really, this is my first time using it, I should say, so I have no actual thoughts and opinions on this yet. But just using it then and applying it, I'm surprised at how cooling and refreshing that metal application is. I don't know why I didn't think it was gonna actually be that cooling and refreshing, but it really is. So as a side note, has anyone tried that Kristen Dominique concealer? Because I've always been wanting to try it and pick it up, but I just honestly never have, and I'm like, oh, I have so many concealers. But let me know if you've tried it and what you think. I'm intrigued by the metal applicator of it. That's actually not too bad. I mean, it does nothing in terms of coverage. I didn't expect it to. And I know it's supposed to be an eye brightener. I personally feel like this is more of like a slight color corrector for me. I'm actually just going to apply a little bit more and see how that goes. But honestly, I just couldn't help myself. Naturally. I have seen all over Instagram, not TikTok because I don't have TikTok, but I've seen all over Instagram, which I'm assuming has come from TikTok, this Laura Mercier foundation, the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation, has gone absolutely viral from, I want to say, Glamzilla. 1 and 2 is my shade. I've had this for a really long time. This is not a new foundation whatsoever. So I'm just going to pump some out on the back of my hand. And it's fine, but the way that Glamzilla and everyone's now going on about this, because this is a Ray Morris, by the way, 23 foundation brush. The way that they've all been going on about how amazing this is, I don't know, you guys. I mean, look, everyone has different preferences and styles of makeup, right? So for Glamzilla, this truly might be the best foundation that they've ever tried. Truly. I don't know if it's worth the complete viralness. And when I was watching her put it on, I'm sure one of the reasons was that it was like super full coverage and stuff. Like she was painting it on like I am, and it was full coverage, and I was like, that foundation's not that full coverage. So anyway, let me know. What do you think? Have you tried it? Is it worth this viral resurgence it's getting? And like I said, it could very well be that good for Glamzilla, you know? I'm sure there's foundations like I absolutely love that are holy grails for me that other people are like, really? It was just interesting to me. Because I don't remember it getting, you know, the biggest hype from all of the beauty YouTubers when it first originally like came out. And I remember I reviewed it, and like, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's not a bad foundation at all. I don't personally know if it's like rave worthy, like viral worthy, I should say. Anyway. This is my Journal & Co. Cloud Sponge. I mean, that was about, you know, 3-4 pumps I put on the back of my hand, and like it's still very light coverage. I always liken this to the Rare Beauty foundation in a lot of ways. So I'm going to apply another layer with my sponge in the sense that it has that kind of almost like powdery texture to it. I think Glamzilla has combination or oily skin though, so maybe because of that, maybe that powdery texture is like really, really good. I hope I've got her name right, Glamzilla. It might be good for her skin type. Like I said, it's not a bad foundation. I just wanted to use it because I know it's going viral on the talks. It also reminds me, I should say as well, of the Valentino foundation a little bit, but not as matte. But just that kind of like application and finish, and like I find the Valentino kind of has this powderiness to it as well. So yeah, if you've got that, it reminds me of that as well. Almost like the Rare Beauty foundation and the Valentino foundation had a baby, actually, is what I would call it. All right, I'm not going to build that up too much more. My skin doesn't like that. But, you know, it's, again, like it's not a bad foundation. It looks lovely. Is it the most smoothing texture-wise? No. If I touch it, does it kind of give me those like fingerprints? Yeah, that's annoying. Like I absolutely have to set it with powder and stuff, but it does wear really lovely. I will say that. It wears so naturally throughout the day, like really does. It's a good foundation. I personally don't think it's worth like this viral craze, but that very much could just be how it works for my skin. Now I'm going to take for concealer the Gucci concealer and the Tower 28. In Gucci I have 14N and in Tower 28 I have BU. I am absolutely loving this combination of concealers together. I'm unsure whether or not I should pick up a different shade in the Gucci. I can't quite figure out if I like the Gucci enough on its own to pick up like my correct shade, because this one's too yellow. I'm just going to blend this out with my Ray Morris Sand Brush 23. But because it's so yellow, whenever I wear it on its own, being that it's so yellow, I can't get past like the color of it to figure out if I like the finish of it on its own enough to buy another shade. So I don't know. I know it's one of those concealers you either love or hate, because I know like I've seen Eva Hansen here on YouTube. She hates it. But I'm not gonna lie, I quite like it. And I really love the Tower 28 and the Gucci together. Like I said, they've really become such a incredible little concoction, if you will, for me. And if you were wondering, I talked about this Ray Morris brush in my yearly brush favorites at the start of this month. I got this for Christmas, and honestly, best brush I've ever used, ever. And I'm just gonna get my sponge slightly and just melt that in a little bit. I just put a little bit too much product on, is why. I didn't realize it's vegan hair. It's like this microlyzed crystal created vegan hair. I truly thought it was natural hair. It performs better than natural hair. I shan't lie. So go Ray Morris. That's all I have to say about that. So that's the concealer all on. Don't you feel like they look so nice together? Just me? All right, let's use this Westman Atelier contour stick in Biscuit for cream contour slash bronzer. I cannot get enough of it. Can't believe I went without it for so long. Ever since I repurchased it, I've been like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out all this time because it's so lovely. I'm just gonna take that same Ray Morris brush because I truly cannot get enough of this dang brush. It is so good. I've been watching a lot of, obviously, YouTube, like I always do, and seeing a lot of like everyone is now doing their yearly like goals and like what they're leaving behind in 2023 and what their, you know, changes or things they want to do in the new year, that kind of a thing. I don't really have much, to be honest, in that realm of things. Like I don't really, just kind of want to keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I definitely am hoping that having my incredible editor is going to help give me more time and more balance in my life, because, you know, having to do full-time work and edit and everything is a lot, and you don't get a lot of sleep or downtime or anything, so that's great. But yeah, I kind of, in terms of my channel and my content, I'm not really planning on pivoting much, to be honest, because I'm happy with what I do. For my under eye powder, I'm going to take Bobbi Brown in Vitamin Enriched in yellow and then mix it with just the Make Translucent to create the right shade. This is my What's Up R201. Yeah, so in terms of content and stuff, I mean, absolutely drop me your suggestions in the comments box down below to, like, if you want to see any specific content this year, like or more of whatever I do or whatever, like, you know, all that jazz, like, because that I absolutely definitely want to know from you guys. But other than that, I just kind of, you know, my mentality is I pick up the makeup that I want to pick up that brings me joy and review that, and then create the content that also brings me joy. I kind of just do what I want. We do a lot of get ready with me's around here as well, as you know, because that's personally the kind of content I like to watch, plus film. I don't anticipate. Normally I'll go into the kind of year, and be like, okay, don't buy this makeup or don't buy that makeup, or, you know, cut back on this, but I don't even have that this year. I feel like I really have gotten to a even space where it's like I'm only picking up makeup that I'm interested in anyway. So as long as I keep doing that, happy days. I'm gonna take this Chantecaille, what is this called again? Perfecting Blow Powder in light medium, and I'm gonna use the BK105 brush with it. I got this for Christmas from me mama, which was delightful. And I really like, I forgot how much I love this brush for pressed powder, and you just like stamp it in, it's so good. And there's one complaint I have about this powder. It is slightly, ever so slightly too deep for me. So I wish that I wish that they would expand this shade range dramatically regardless, because there's only like 2 shades, which is sad. So I wish that they would expand it in both directions. But I do quite like it. I don't know if it's worth in my personal humble opinion, don't come for me if you disagree with this, but I don't know if it's worth the hype it necessarily gets for me, but it's nice. I don't regret, like, well, I mean, I didn't pay for it, I got it for Christmas, but like, I don't regret. If I had paid for it, I wouldn't have regretted it. Let's do bronzer before we do our brows. This is the Chantecaille bronzer in Serena, and this, I really recommend. I absolutely love this. This is phenomenal. I cannot stop using it. This is the BK Cross Nikki N15 brush. I've been really liking this for bronzer because it's like tapered and you can just like really get in there. I love this bronzer. It's such a beautiful shade. Again, shade range needs to expand dramatically. It's appalling. But the formula is, gosh, it's impeccable. There's so many makeup releases coming out now too, which is exciting. I do love seeing all the new makeup releases and everything. I mean, I know it can get overwhelming, don't get me wrong, but I do love watching them all come out and seeing which ones I'm gonna like pick up and try, because I love trying new formulas and stuff. So I'm very excited about, actually what I'm gonna do is, instead of that, pick up this Sonia G Smooth Buffer, and see how like this is looking weird? I'm just gonna softly buff this in like this and it will just get rid of any harsh lines. Yeah, I'm excited to see kind of what comes out this year. I'm intrigued by the new Fenty Beauty concealer that they're bringing out, although it's medium coverage again, which is annoying. But you know, I get it. People probably don't want full coverage at the moment. Before I keep going down this path of talking about makeup I want, I'm going to quickly go off camera and do my brows and then we'll come back and keep going. Okay, so we have our brows on. I'm actually going to put a little bit of lip balm on. In the Mecca Beauty sale, Boxing Day sale, they very rarely have anything that I want. They do one sale a year. Don't even get me started. But this year I managed to snag a couple of good things, and one of them was like the Westman Atelier lip balms, and it was like this one and the red one. So this shade is, no idea, Squeaky, no, that's not the shade. I have no idea what this shade is, but it's like a neutrally one. But I got this one and the red one for $50 Australian, which is amazing. And I'm so happy with them because they come so luxe. Like these are so hefty. I did not realize how hefty they were. And then they come in this like beautiful little sleeve and everything. Love them. And the fact that I got them for $50, and I think originally they were like 100 and something, stoked. Anyway, let's carry on and do lower lash line. So I'm gonna take French Grey first with a pencil brush, sorry, a What's Up R107. And I'll just pick a little bit. Actually, I'm just gonna pick up this one and this one. I'm gonna mix them together and just slightly do this, which is pretty much what I do every single time I do an eye look, isn't it? And then for the inner corner, I'll just also pick up a little bit of this one, which should we put on the lids, and I'll just lightly, I don't want a massive inner corner. I'm just gonna use my Caliray mascara. I mean, I think they look stunning. Like, I feel like for me, this is a very soft, everyday wearable look. I love it. I love it. Let's do liquid highlighter. I'm going to take my Vive, what is this called? Nova Glow Liquid Highlight in Bijou. I really like this. It's the one with the doe foot applicator, not the Skin Dew. That is different. And if you find the Skin Dew too like balmy and sticky almost, then you will really like this one from Vive. So I'm just going to take it with my Juno & Co Cloud Sponge. I think I was talking about new makeup releases. So there's a couple that I've really got my eyes on. The Fenty concealer, but also Christian Louboutin is releasing a foundation. I think it's already out in the States, but it's not out here. It probably won't come here for ages, to be fair. But I would like to try that. And I would also like to try, they've got like this new kind of neutral color story eyeshadow palette coming out. I really want to try that. I just picked up the new Dior Smoky Backstage palette, if you will. So I'm excited to try that one. I'm gonna pick up the Kevyn Aucoin Opulent Finishing Powder in Incandescent for highlighter. Like, look how cool this is. Isn't that cool? I like it. And I'm gonna set that liquid one with this. So yeah, I picked that up. I also picked up the new Laura Mercier Flawless Concealer that matches the foundation that I'm wearing today. So we'll give that a go. The new Gucci gloss I picked up. So they should come within a few days. I don't know when you guys will see that kind of video though, but in my time they'll come in a few days. And then Guerlain is releasing a concealer, which I wouldn't mind trying. You know, there's so many coming out and I'm really excited for it. I love new makeup, as you know. Now for blush, let's use the Tom Ford Cream Blush in Cafe Rose. And I'm sorry, I don't think that you can get this in the US still. I'm sure it's coming out soon, you guys, I'm sure. I'm just taking it on the end of my sponge. If I find it anywhere else in the world, I'll absolutely let you guys know. But I really love this. Such a beautiful color, although again, I say it all the time, not enough shades. not enough shades. And then my husband got me this Tom Ford blush for Christmas. This is Sun Drunk. And so let's set it with this. I think it's like the perfect shade to kind of, I just use both colors with my Smashbox brush. I've got two now. I've got Raisin Rose from Tom Ford in the blushes and this one, and I just really like them. They're a beautiful formula. Isn't that lovely? Oh yeah. For setting spray, I'm going to take my Benefit Professional. I am actually nearly finished this, so I need to make a really concentrated effort. I will say my skin is looking pretty good. Like, it's looking really natural. So that, like, Laura Mercier foundation, it's definitely like a your skin but better type foundation, like, is my impression. In exciting news, we got a Rare Beauty release in Australia at the same time as the rest of the world. So I picked this up. This is the Rare Beauty Nice and Neutral Lip Duo. So it's the lip liner and the glossy lip balm. So I was very excited by this. I was worried it was going to be the lip oil, but it's not. So that's why I picked it up. So let me swatch these quickly. So that is the lip liner and that is the lip balm. They look really pretty, just like that perfect neutral color. And I really love the Rare Beauty lip liners actually. So let me put the lip liner on first. That's a nice shade actually, I really like that. And then let's try this. I've heard these are amazing and I've always wanted to try them. So when I saw this out, I was like, this is perfect. They have a lot more pigment to them than I was expecting. That's actually beautiful. I really like that. Okay, happy days. All right, let me go and figure out hair and jewelry and all that stuff. We will zoom out and wrap this up. All right, my friends, finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I personally really like this. It's really just a really soft, easy, fuss-free, everyday makeup look for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you pick up the Lisa Eldridge Vega palette or any of these products? Do you have them? What do you think of them? Let me know. You know I love chatting to you guys. If you've made it this far, you know you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.